So there's 400 businesses out of the 1,400 clients. If we don't touch the 1040, the standard tax prep, and it's just tax planning alone, if I convert on 10%, we'll turn over $1 million just on that alone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
From a $0 down acquisition for a guy that was retiring.
It'll pay for itself in the first year.
Oh my God. What's up, everybody? Today I'm super excited to be sitting with Mr. Zack Amtorii. Zack and his father, Tony, are in our community, Acquire a Firm family. They bring a ton of experience, have a pretty large size firm already, and are actually working on an acquisition. Yeah. And I wanted to see if you just wanted to take a couple minutes and let everybody know, kind of, since you've joined the community, the acquisition process, the agreement, the LOI, kind of how has all that gone for you guys?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
far?
I mean, CJ, you've been instrumental in that. Giving us some templates and things like that to kind of work off of, and some timelines to work off of. I wish the banks were as quick as you to kind of get back to us with things. Yeah, so far so good. Again, the broker and the banks are kind of brokers breathing down our neck for a bank. Report, banks taking their time to get everything together. We can only breathe down the bank's neck so hard.
Yep.
What
about the details of the deal? How much is the purchase price? Yeah. Revenue, number of clients you're acquiring, all of that.
Certainly, yeah. If I recall off the top of my head, I believe he was asking for $275 for 1,400 clients, with, I believe, the revenue was $285 after expenses. So gross is probably round about the same as ours, about $500,000 if I had to guess.
Yep.
On that. He didn't really give us the gross breakdown. That's our due diligence list coming up to get those final numbers before we kind of get all that stuff done.
So you met with the guy.
Yes.
I know we chatted a little bit before y'all met. How did that conversation go?
It was really good. At the end of the day, again, it's another guy who's retiring. He's the only accountant in his firm. He's got 2 bookkeepers on. He's grinding out 1,400 tax returns a year, which is astronomical. He uses Lacert, no tax dome. It's all paper.
It's all paper. Mountains of paper in the office, right?
Yeah. Which, you got to respect the guy. He's had his practice as long as he had. He's a grinder. He gets it done, which is fantastic. But at the end of the day, he wants somebody who's going to be able to take care of those guys.
Yep.
And that's something we feel like we'll be able to do. We're trying to grow and increase our, not only our income, but increase how many clients we can help, as well as expand in our area to be able to do that without becoming one of those, large tax firms that just, you're a number, you kind of get buried in the system.
Right.
You can file your own tax return. Here you go. Here's the boxes, fill them out. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where we're at.
But and with this particular firm, because y'all know that I normally prefer people to buy $500,000, $700,000, $800,000 size firms, but y'all are coming at it from a different perspective because you guys already have infrastructure, already have the firm and the tech in place. What is the long game here with this firm? Because there's this next level thinking that y'all have.
Yeah, absolutely. The long game is really the proactive tax planning. Not just come to us, we'll file your tax returns, pay your tax if you owe tax, here's your refund if you got a refund. But it's about helping these folks. It's about helping them realize, if they have tax, maybe they shouldn't.
Right.
Especially if it's a mountain of it and if it's a burden.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I think we're doing as well as we are with our current clients, and why I think we can thrive with any client we bring on at the end of the day is we give a damn.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you, Zack, prior to joining the community, I know you and your dad had some previous acquisitions and dispositions of practices and stuff like that. Since joining the community, how would you describe your experience, the support, the help so far?
It's the biggest factor. I don't want to necessarily contribute the biggest factor to luck, because it is pretty lucky we found one that is relatively close to I think it's a 20-minute drive away, which is awesome. Wild, right? I think when he first started looking, because we started trying to do the marketing thing, paid advertising, that kind of thing, it works to an extent, right? At the end of the day, you're shelling out a bunch of money and not getting much in return. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does work to an extent, but there's limitations there. When he started looking around for just other ways to kind of build some revenue, he was looking around at some firms to buy. I think he had come across one in Louisiana and another one in Georgia. And I don't know if that was with you or not. I don't
not
think
yet.
it was. He had run into your group, I believe on social media, which is, if you want to advertise, the best way to do it is for free. Social media is free. Advertise yourself. Get your friends and family. He had found you guys on social media. He had to sit down with you, brought me in to have that conversation that we had with you, and it just kind of changed his kind of plan of attack, right? Simplified it, stopped overthinking, the bigger obstacles that aren't necessarily big. He turns mountains into molehills, kind of turns that around and streamlined his way of thinking there, which kind of put him on the same page with me about, hey, if we're going to do this, like, let's find something, one, that's worth it, two, that's close, and three, if the guy's willing to stay on for, maybe 6 months, he wants to retire, sure, we'll get that. But staying on part-time to just promote us to his clients, he doesn't have to touch a tax return if he doesn't want to.
Right.
And we'll give him a little bit of overhead to, kind of keep him in the game just a little bit longer, just to kind of.
I don't think Tony's fully ready to go away.
No, he's not. He's not. He's not. And that's the biggest thing is, like, he keeps talking about, leaving a legacy for his kids, and passing the torch to me.
He's
and all that
very
stuff.
much still
active. When I get him thinking, he is ready to play.
Yeah.
Right?
Build. Right.
But anytime there's a problem, he wants to just vanish. And it's like, cool, like, that's not a problem. I'll figure it out. Like, but that's, like I said up there in the panel, like, I think I've given him more days off this year than he's ever had in his life.
And deservedly so.
And he's earned every bit of it.
Absolutely.
To keep a practice around for 40 years is no small feat, especially in our economy, in a small area where, where I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. Like, that's not easy to do.
Yep.
I moved to Cleveland with my wife, when we first got together. She got a teaching gig, and I was a paramedic at the time. I could work anywhere. So we moved up there, and we're trying to expand in the space that we have now in Youngstown. Hopefully next year, with your guidance as well, expand up into the Cleveland area.
Yep.
Because the Cleveland area is 4 times the size.
Right.
Youngstown and Pittsburgh are as far as per capita. Right. So it's something that we can do slowly, realistically. Doesn't have to be set timelines. It's just something that if we take it step by step and do it right, and do it right the first time.
Do it right. That's the key.
That's what matters.
Yeah. So, and this is a $0 down out-of-pocket deal for y'all.
Correct.
It will be.
Yeah.
From this $0 down deal, after the cash flow that you're currently going to be buying, and after some very conservative adjustments for new tax planning clients, I don't remember the number that you and Tony told me, but can you let everybody know? Because I remember it shocking me.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's 400 businesses out of the 1,400 clients. If we don't touch the 1040, the standard tax prep, and it's just tax planning alone, if I convert on 10%, we'll turn over $1 million just on that alone. If I convert 100%, that's $10 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
From a $0 down acquisition for a guy that was retiring.
It'll pay for itself in the first year.
Oh my gosh.
That loan will be paid off within the first year.
So here's the question. For anybody that's maybe possibly even scared, hesitant, or thinks that buying an accounting firm for $0 out of pocket is a scam, what would you tell them? What would you tell them about the community, all of that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, why use your own money?
Amen. Hallelujah.
Pay it back. Do the work, do it right. You'll be able to get it paid back within the first couple of years. Plus you're raising your credit score at the end of the day anyway. Yep. The community's been fantastic. My dad's been in it a little bit more than I have because I'm mostly running it day-to-day business while he's kind of got that time to play.
While he's playing on Zoom with us.
Yeah, exactly. So he spent more time within the community, but so far, to my knowledge, everything's been fantastic.
Yeah.
The people in the community are great. The access to you is fantastic. And it's not, I don't look at it as, colleagues. Every time I sit down and we talk with you, we're friends.
Right.
And you've got more experience in this realm than I do, and you're giving me advice.
Right.
You know what I mean? Kind of the same with my dad. I don't look at my business relationship with my dad as he's my dad. or my business partner.
Right.
He's my dad, and
Yep.
he's got more experience in this than I do, and he's given.
And
now
y'all have always had this
Yeah.
humbleness to y'all.
Yeah, and the fun part is anytime I get a chance to, I don't want to say show up my dad, but prove him,
Yeah,
hey, something's
rib him a
changed,
little bit.
Something's changed that I don't think you know about, and I can stick it to him a little bit. It's kind of nice. You know, he's been in this for 40 years. I'm just through my first
some
year.
friendly
Yeah,
banter.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of what it's like within the community.
Gotcha.
And that's been
Yeah, no.
family. At the end of the day, is everything.
For sure,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Proximity is power, man. Getting around the right people. Well, where can they find you, Zach?
Absolutely. You can find us at amateurco.info.
It's been awesome talking to you, Zach. Super happy that you and your dad are part of the family and the community. I see you guys buying a ton more acquisitions and accounting firms. So happy to be a part of y'all's journey.
Absolutely.
We'll talk to you guys later. Remember, it's a cruel world, but we're better together. We'll see you later.